All right, you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. I want to talk a lot about just your story and how to post on social media and what you should be doing. I know a lot of people might struggle with getting distributors or customers, and a lot of the time, you guys, it's just because you're posting and you're not doing really the things you should be doing to sign up customers and distributors. So when I first joined, the big thing that I was told was how important your story is. Okay, so one of my upline leaders told me, your story is everything. So I really learned that in my first month or so. And every single day I talk about my why. I share my story. I talk about the opportunity. And that's very, very important, whether you're trying to sign customers or distributors, okay? Because when we join this business, we don't know how to do network marketing. Like whether you guys are brand new on here, maybe you've been in for a while, if you're not signing customers and distributors, it's usually something that you're doing or not doing, okay? So, and our job, you guys, and how we're getting paid is to sign customers and distributors and then help our team, right? And become leaders. So, anything can be learned, you guys, and it's just making sure that you're doing it consistently every single day. If you talk about the opportunity, one day and then don't talk about it again for like a week, people are going to forget about you. You need to keep talking about it. I know sometimes people get scared or worried about what people think, and you can't worry what people think. I'll tell you that right now, because all the time, you guys, I have people messaging me and telling me, interested in joining the business or, buying the products. And it's because I'm consistent every single day. And a lot of you guys are too. So I wrote some notes down, you guys, and then you guys can ask me questions or anything that you want. So the biggest thing, I say this all the time, you guys, people are joining you first, and then they're joining the opportunity or buying the products from you, okay? So if you're not consistent, if you're not excited, if you're not showing why you're passionate about it, if you're not taking the time with your posts, like if you're lazy with your posts, like it's not good, right? So you really want to take the time. This business can change everything for you, but you need to make sure that you're learning what you need to do and do it every single day. It doesn't have to be hard. Today I met up with one of my girls. I did some follow-ups. I always post on Facebook and Instagram like it's like something I just do. It's a habit. Remember, your habits are what are going to make you successful, okay? So if you're doing good things every single day and you are doing those things you need to be doing, you will succeed. But if you're just kind of waiting around and expecting people to just join you from doing a post, and you're not really following up with people, and you're not really learning and growing as a person, it's going to be a lot more difficult, right? So, and anyone can change what they're doing any single time. I know for myself, my big thing is I need to get to bed earlier. I need to get up earlier. I'm a night owl, and I don't get enough sleep, and then I feel run down, right? But that's me. So I know for myself, I need to get to bed earlier. I have to write down the things I need to do every day, or else I forget. The 6 list we say. So basically, you guys, I know you've seen them on the team page. Things that you should be doing every single day with your business. Okay. So, and the thing is, you guys, is that no one should ever have to tell you to post. No one ever should have to tell you, to talk about the products or the business. I mean, you are your own boss. Okay. So, the first things first, you guys, when you're talking about your story, who are you as a person? Why are you doing this? So the first thing that my leader had asked me when I joined, she's like, okay, Tanis, think of some things who you are, what inspires you, why are you doing the business? What is your why? So I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I was a lost, depressed. You guys hear me talk about my story all this time, over and over again, okay? The more times you tell your story, the more people will join your business and the more people will purchase from you, okay? So you don't have to say I have this story. We all have different stories. What's that loud noise? I don't know who it is. I muted everyone. So I talk about that every single day. I tell people where I was, okay? And I tell people, okay, I'm just going to mute everyone again because I don't know where that's coming from. It's driving me crazy. You guys all muted? Looks like you are. Okay, perfect. Otherwise, it's just like background noise. Okay. So I talk about that every single day because people are going to relate to your story. Okay. You don't have to be that lost, depressed, broke mom and wife, sick of living paycheck to paycheck. Your story could be much different. Okay. But you need to have a 2-minute story that you can tell someone. If I'm messaging Kate and I'm saying, okay, Kate, why am I joining your business? Like, can you tell me about it works? Why do you do this? People want to hear why Kate's doing this first. They don't want to care, oh, it works as a company to do it. Yeah, people want to hear that. But people are going to join you and your passion and why you were doing this, okay? So that's the biggest thing I will say over and over and over again. I always can sign up distributors and customers. I do my steps to success normally, a few times a month. And, I don't sign like 30 or 40 people every single month, but I always sign up distributors and I always sign up customers ever since day one. Okay. So that's the biggest thing. So if you aren't signing customers and distributors, just find what works for you. Okay. But the biggest thing is why you're doing this. Okay. So write down whether you guys have a notebook or whatever you have. And remember that you need to talk about your opportunity and your why every single day. Okay. It can be different every single day. But just about who you are, whether it's your family or, your spouse, or maybe you're a single mom, or, what your future is, or, why you're doing this. Most people join a business because they want to make an income, right? Or they want the freedom of time. Or of course you would love the products, you want to help people. But most people who are going to join you are joining because they need the money or they really need this. So you need to connect with them and relate to them and really talk to people. It's following up with people. I have people who join my team who've been watching me for years. But if you're not consistently talking about it, people are going to join someone else. Okay. Another thing, you guys, is asking people. I ask people all the time to join my business. Always people that I think A, would be great at this, B, I know they've been watching me. C, just people that you think, really need this, right? And it's okay reaching out to people. I don't just reach out to random people. I always build relationships, okay? So another thing, you guys, is building relationships with people. It's a lot of time. It can be a lot of energy. But you need to build relationships with people. You can't just put up a post on Facebook and expect everyone to just show up and say, okay, Kate, I'm ready. Kate, I'm just using you as an example because you look so pretty tonight. But I'm just, I think the biggest thing, you guys, is that people don't put, all the effort in that they think, I think people think that this is super, super easy, which it can be simple, but you need to take the time and the energy and, That's okay, Catherine. I knew that from day one that this business is a people business. It's a relationship business. It's talking to people. I was chatting with one of the girls last night, you guys. She's not really into social media. So I told her, if you're not doing social media, that's fine. But that means you have to be doing lots of one-on-ones. You have to be getting on the phone with a lot of people, getting on calls with people, doing vendor events, parties, In person is great. I like to do a little bit of both, but if you're not doing social media, you need to be doing those parties. Like, your calendar needs to be booked up if you want to be successful, right? Because it's just not putting up a post on a Facebook, or talking to someone once a week and then, just expecting your business to just flourish, right? Sorry, I'm just reading. Yes, exactly. So Catherine's just saying, and when you're building those relationships with people, whether they're joining you in the business or buying products from you, people aren't going to buy from you really unless you grow that relationship with them. And the biggest thing when I have customers, I follow up with them. I help them. I make sure that they're doing the right things with the products. I'm being a friend to them. You're being people's friend. You're being kind with people. And then most of the time, you guys, my customers become distributors. Most of the time. I would say about 90% of the time. So another thing, you guys, is adding value. if you want to become a diamond leader, a double or triple or ruby, whatever your goal is, right? Are you adding value to your life and what you're doing as a person? I think the biggest thing we always say, like, in order to get to the next level in your life or your relationship or your business, it starts with you, right? As a person. I know this. I know I have my struggles. I'm far from perfect, but I know the things I have to do in my business in order for me to make the income that I make. I always had to make that income. And so it really, really pushed me. Especially you guys in my first year, I knew what I had my hands on. And I was just talking to everybody about it. I was being consistent every single day. I was sharing the opportunity with people. And because I will tell you right now, if you don't talk about it or you don't ask someone, somebody else will. There's been times where I've chickened out and haven't asked someone or haven't talked to someone about it. And then they join another business, because I just didn't reach out to them or I just didn't talk to them. So people want to join with you because they feel like you care, and it's about other people in this business. Of course you want to grow your team and grow your customer base, but you reaching out and talking to people, like I said, the more people you talk to, the better, right? I know a lot of you guys take my advice, a lot of you guys don't. That's totally fine, but I always took advice from people who were successful in making the income that I wanted to. So that's a really big thing. If you have certain people on social media that you really are attracted to, like you love how they, work their business and, they're very motivating to you and inspiring, like follow those people, get ideas from what they're doing. But when you are making your post, make sure it sounds like you, okay? Make sure it's the best version of you. Don't, copy from someone. Sure, we all take little tidbits here, and I know we have the Diamond Babe page with all the post ideas, but take the time, because people will know, like, oh, that's not Alyssa I'm talking to. That doesn't sound like her. Just using her as an example. People want to join with a person. It's very important that you are being you and you're sharing your why, every single day. Another thing I was going to talk about was self-development. Okay, so this is really important when it comes to like posts in general, because even I was chatting with one of my girls earlier and she's like, oh, like, not having a good time signing up people. I can't do this. I can't, I can't set up distributors. And I said, well, yeah, because you keep saying you can't, right? So the biggest thing, you guys, I know for me, your words are very powerful, okay? So if you keep telling yourself, I can't do this, I can't sign up customers, I can't sign up distributors, if people think it's expensive, got it, all this negative talk, like, it's not helping you, okay? So you need to come in. I came into my business ready. I was like, these products are amazing. I hadn't even tried most of them. I was excited to make money. I was, positive, and I was being consistent every single day. And that is everything. You don't have to show up on every Zoom or party. I mean, I understand there's lots going on all the time. But the biggest thing, you guys, is if something isn't working for you, you have to change it, because it's not just going to change if you're not making changes. Because I know a lot of you on here have really big goals and you want to make a large income. So it's super important that you focus on growing yourself as a leader and as a person. The 5-second rule by Mel Robbins is a really, really good book. It just talks about, making a decision and, telling yourself that you could do it and then you're going to do it. Another really good book I like is, Girl Wash Your Face. I like Tony Robbins, and I love I love Gary Vaynerchuk. He's very tough, hard, in your face. Network Marketing Pro by Eric Worre, yeah. And Big Al, he talks about how you tell your story. And the biggest thing, you guys, you don't have to overcomplicate it. That's the thing. I think a lot of times people get so worried about what people think, or maybe you don't want to share everything in your story. You don't have to. But you do have to state a few different things about why you're doing this, where you come from, what your purpose is. Because people want to join. What's that noise? It's driving me crazy. Sorry, 1 second. I'm going to find out who it is. Oh, Jen, it was you. I'm just 1 second. There we go. Sorry, background noise. I'm like scatterbrained. So, and that's another thing why I have to write things down. I am not the most organized person in the world. I try to be, yes, Catherine, exactly. You know, when you are speaking from your heart, when you're being vulnerable, when you're sharing your story and you can help other people, that is huge. You have to be growing your network. I say this over and over again. A lot of people join with maybe 100 or 200 friends on social media. You have to grow your network. Because remember, not everybody is going to see your posts. You have to be interacting and, you know, connecting with other people. Good photos, you guys. I say that over and over again. Don't post a photo if it's maybe not a good picture, whether it's of you or, you know, a screenshot of something. So many times people will do a screenshot and then you can tell it's a screenshot, you know, fix it, make sure it looks really professional and nice looking. Just a few things that I noticed, because it's really big when you're on social media, like your social media presence. You have to be, if you're not feeling confident all the time, that's okay, but, you know, borrow our confidence. A lot of us have been doing this for quite a while, and we know the certain things that we should be doing. But if you want to sign up distributors, you have to be actively pursuing trying to sign up distributors every single day. Because I will tell you this, people will join you, but you have to put in, you have to make that harvest, like you have to put in that sowing, is, you know what I'm saying. You have to put it out there. You have to talk to people, because, you know, I wish I could just put up a post on Facebook and everyone just starts messaging me. And it does happen sometimes after people have been watching me. But most of the time, you guys, people aren't going to like, comment, or message you until they're ready. So if you put up a post and you get like 1 like, or you're not getting people, you know, don't throw in the towel and then don't talk about the business again for another week. So many people do that. And you can't do that, okay? As a business owner, you're basically closed when you do that. Because a lot of the times people, you need to put it out there, what you're asking for, who you are, what you want, and who you are and what you want, you're going to attract that, right? So if you want to be a diamond or a double, or if you want to be a top earner, you need to put out what you want. I will never ever say, I was saying this to Leanne earlier, I will never ever say in any of my opportunity posts, oh, join my team, it's so easy, make all this money. Like, when I'm signing up distributors, I never tell them, you know, they're going to be rich overnight. I always tell them that everyone has the same opportunity. Some people join and they want to make a couple $100s a month. Some people join and they become top earners and, you know, pay off all their debt, leave their jobs, you know, retire their, whatever they want, right? But the biggest thing, you guys, is your business is you. So if you're not where you are right now, that's okay. You can totally change, you know, where you are right now, but you just need to make sure that you are doing certain, you know, steps every single day that are going to get you where you want to go. You know, I always say, like, I know for me, I'm obsessed with my business. So, and people know that about me. So I'm so obsessed with my business. I talk about, you know, even from day one, I know some people say to me, oh, Tanis, like, you know, people join you because you're successful. Da, 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 da. People say that to me sometimes, and I'm like, no, well, yeah, but we have a lot of people, you guys, who join people, and maybe those people aren't super successful yet. It doesn't matter. All that matters is if people are joining someone because they're inspired by them and they have big goals, because people want to join people who know where they're going. You know, not someone who's kind of fair weather. So fair weather is like people are in 1 minute and then you don't really see them for next week. They're in for a week, they're gone for 2 weeks, right? People aren't going to join people like that. I've had people who were customers under other distributors in the company who I don't necessarily know these people, and they've come to me because, you know, I've had people join my team from maybe they were with someone who didn't work the business, and I honestly think that people can be successful anywhere, but at the same time, a lot of people need that encouragement, that support. I mean, I know in my position, I probably would have quit if I really didn't need this, because I felt so frustrated that I joined, and the person I joined with, like, never talked to me again. I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? But at the end of the day, it was up to me, right? It was up to me to figure it out. So you really have to be a self-starter. You can't wait on everyone. I mean, you know, I have some people who message me every day, and I'm happy always to talk to people, but at the same time, I also have people who blame people or talk about their team or do all this stuff. And like, the thing is when you start blaming your team, or when you start, you know, putting other people down, that relates on you as a person. Okay. So I sometimes feel down on things, or down on months, or just things going on in my life. But if I start blaming my team, like how crappy is that of me, right? It's up to me to bring in more people, because people are always going to quit. You know, I have people, you guys, who need this so bad, they never show up on a Zoom. They never post. They never, you know, show up to anything. And then they get upset that they're not making any money. And I'm just like, okay, well, you know. So the biggest thing, you guys, is that anyone can do this business. But if you are growing on social media, or even in person, because I think to honestly do a little bit of both. I'm excited. I'm doing some in-person parties this month. I always like to meet up with people. I always get people on the phone. I love to voice message people on Facebook, because people can hear your excitement and talking to them. I'm excited always to talk to other people's potentials. You know, say if Vicky or Robin needs someone who maybe want to just talk to someone else. Because sometimes people just want to talk to that third party, just someone that they don't know, and ask them questions or hear from them. Because sometimes people might not, maybe you're brand new and you don't know what to say yet, and that's okay. I know for me, it was all trial and error, and I say the same thing over and over again to people. I share my story every single day to people, on social media, on like Facebook, Instagram. I'm talking about the products every day, you know, and then you're putting fluff in between, whether that's, you know, your child or your family or whatever, right? But remember, you guys, it's growing those relationships with people. It's talking to people. It's being a friend to people. It's, you know, how can you help people, right? So really look at your social media, and, you know, if you need to clean it up, do so. I get rid of like things on my Facebook or Instagram. Actually, one of the girls was saying that she went through her Instagram and just cleaned up her Instagram, because just posts that, you know, didn't look good or didn't look right. I mean, the way I used to post on Facebook and Instagram was not the right way you should be posting. I look back on this year, and a lot of people just don't know that when they're new. So that's why we have, you know, the nice pretty pictures to use and the blog style photos. And it's always good to show you using the product, of course, or taking a pretty picture of it, or a picture, you know, with your child or your whatever your pictures are, right? But make sure they're good quality photos, right? Because you want to attract people. I want to attract strong, you know, independent, like amazing men and women who want to make money and want to help people. I don't want to attract people who complain all the time, don't show up for anything, yet, you know, they're not making any money, but they're not doing anything about it, right? All the time people say how they have no money and they can't get anywhere in life, yet, you know, they can't make the decision to go all in. And I'll tell you, with this business, you guys, and Leanne and I were talking about this earlier, if you go all in and you just take all that crap off the table, trust me, I've been there too. You do get results, right? So, but, you know, don't just try and promote like the last 2 days of the month, or don't just try and, you know, throw everything in 2 days and, oh, I work so hard for 2 days, I'll take a week off, right? So the thing with this business is, you guys, is it is hustle, right? But it's very simple what we have to do. Sorry, I need to take a drink. But you need to make sure that you're doing those things. You are an entrepreneur. You are a business owner. It's not supposed to be easy. I know Robin and I were chatting last night. Robin, I hope you had a great vendor today. And, you know, Robin, you guys, I've known Robin for a long time. We met in a 6 a.m. yoga class, or maybe it was like 5:30 a.m. yoga class. And she works full time, and, you know, she's a diamond leader, and she gets up and does the 6 a.m. power hours, which I promised I would get on, and I haven't yet, right? But she does vendor events and get-togethers for her girls on the weekends, and people are busy. I get it. I mean, I have some people on my team, you guys, who have kids and work full-time, and then they're still amazing at this business. So I know people are busy. I totally get that. But just realize that you can become a top earner. You can pay off all your debt. You can, you know, change everything in your life. But it's just basically habits that you're doing every single day to get you there. You know, it doesn't have to be It's not rocket science, right? It's, signing up new people, helping those people get their new customers, helping those people grow a team. It doesn't have to be, aw, Vicky, look at her. Hi, Journey. She's so cute. I love that baby. I almost stole her. She's so cute. But you guys, a lot of people who are on here right now, I met online, a lot of people I met from back in the day, like, through other people or through referrals. Like, and you guys, my neighbor, for example, she was feeling upset. She's in her first month and she was feeling upset that, her friends aren't being supportive. You guys, I have some friends who will never ask me about the business ever, right? They may be happy for me, but they might not ever buy products from me. They might not ever join my team. And that's okay, because you don't start a business based on everyone supporting you. For me, when my friends have done things, I have always supported them, but that's just me. That's just who I am. But I got over that real quick. Like, don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Worry about what you're doing. Not everyone's going to be happy for you. People are going to want to see you fail. People are going to want to see you struggle. People are going to want to see you quit. But then there will be those people who want to see you succeed. There are those people who, are like, good for Amanda, good for Jackie. Like, they're really hustling. Good for them. Like, I sometimes, see people and, they're like, Tanis, like, good for you. I see you hustling so hard. You've worked so hard. Good for you. And then I have people like my brother who are like miserable people, and he's like mad at the world. Like, when I told him we moved and where we bought a house, he's just not happy for me and jealous and mean and whatever, right? So, but the people that are like that, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them, okay? So if you have people in your life who are just, Debbie Downers or not nice to you about your business, like, forget about them, honestly, because it happens with every single business, right? Yeah, that's the thing, Audrey. Like, that's sad. Like, I had a couple friends, you guys, I had to walk away from because they were just negative people. And then, almost 4 years later, they're still miserable people. And I want to surround myself around people who, have big goals and, want to make money for their family and pay off debt and help other families, right? So, and the thing is, Audrey, like, your friend, maybe it's just intimidating to her and she just doesn't want to see it, right? So I've had things hurt my feelings. And Catherine, we talked about this. And the thing is, it has nothing to do with you. That's the biggest thing. When I see people start businesses or doing something for them and their family, I'm happy for them. But I also have that mindset. I played tennis like my whole life. I was in competitive sports. And I always learned, like, being a business owner and being in a positive mindset is something that you have to do and focus on every single day. I go through my hard times. I know I was chatting with one of you last night, and I know we all have our struggles. And I will tell you right now, I have my struggles, and I have to push myself to do things because I have my hard days where I just get frustrated or I get, it's just normal, right? But whenever I feel like that, I know it's something that I have to do. I know I have to fix something. If you have someone in your business who isn't working and they're not where, don't wait on people. That's another thing. Like, I have poured my heart into people, and like, not everyone has the same goals as you. And you're always bringing in new people. I love running with people who want this and need this. But I've also learned to not spend my time with people who just maybe aren't pushing and they just are kind of there and, they're there in the background, and that's okay too. We have the pages, we have the chats, we have the groups, we have meetups, we have Zoom, we have everything, right? And so that's okay because everybody has different goals. So if someone's not all in right now, that's okay. But don't wait around for people. If you have a goal where you want to hit, don't wait around for that person. It's up to you, right? So those are just a few things I kind of wanted to go over. I didn't want to be on this forever, but I will say, you guys, if you want to sign up distributors and customers, which I know we all do, you have to be talking about your why you're doing this. So talk about things in your life, why you're doing this. If you need help writing it out or, talking about it or, please just ask. I know for me, I just kind of came up with it because I knew what my why was. Like, my why made me cry. We had no money. Like, I I had to do something, right? And I always say to people, like, if things don't change, things don't change. If people keep doing the same thing in their business and they get frustrated, yet they're not changing things or they're not growing as a person, you have to grow as a person. Like, you guys, I've been pushing for my promotion, right? And, you know, I also know that my team has to be ready for me too, because, you know, promoting to executive is a little bit different than promoting to ambassador, right? So I know in order for me or everyone else to get to their goals, you need to help your teams too, right? You need to have new people that come into your business and they're ready to run. And you can only help those people who are consistent, who are excited, who are passionate about what they're doing, who have a big why. You know, if people don't have those things, they might not run with you, and that's okay. That's just part of it. So honestly, talk about your opportunity every single day. You know, reach out to people, grow those relationships with people. And the biggest thing, you guys, your story is you. If you're not sharing your story, it's hard to inspire people. It's great putting up an inspirational quote, which I see people do nonstop. But the thing is, you guys, people are going to, this business is all relationships. It's all about you, and it's all about helping other people, and it's all about who you are, and, you know, motivating other people. You can't really motivate people. You can inspire people. You know, I've had people join the business and say that they're all in, and then I never hear from them again. It happens all the time, right? And then I have people who join and they're all in and they're just ready to run, you know? So the thing is if you need to make a big income, you need to realize that you have to be consistent. You have to be excited. You have to be passionate. You have to share your story. You know, and you can't just do it once and then don't talk about it again for like a week and a half, because I see people do that over and over again. I see people's social media. I see, you know, and again, a lot of people just don't know. So a lot of the newbies starting out, if I ever see something on their Facebook, I'm going to message them just to help them. I don't want them, you know, I say this over and over again too. When you share something, it really messes up your algorithm. You know, Facebook and Instagram, they're always changing. So with Facebook, you guys, you know, you constantly have to be, you know, doing more, because Facebook basically doesn't want you advertising for free, right? So, you know, certain things you need to be doing, and then, you know, you don't want to be, I know we have that Diamonds AU page for ideas and everything, but change words up, make it your own. I basically made that up so people would have the photos, people would have, you know, but don't sound like an ad, okay? Make sure it sounds like you. Use pretty photos, use good quality. If you're doing a selfie, make sure it's good quality and it's not just like a selfie that you just threw out there, right? Because people are watching you every single day. You know, the great thing with Facebook is that you can meet people all over the world. I've been chatting with 3 girls that I've met on social media lately, and I meet people. I really take the time to meet people. I go through people's, you know, I know, Robin, you were saying a new girl on your team, I forget who, really goes through people's profiles and looks at people. I do not want someone to just join the team just to sign up a distributor. I want to sign up people who have the same values and are inspiring people and have a nice, clean social media, because those things, sure, they can be taught, but a lot of times, you guys, like if you signing up some girl or guy and every single post is like F this, F that, and it's all this negative stuff, like, it's not really good, right? So it's going to be hard, you know, people like that, you know, it might be hard because they might not understand how to post. They might not understand how to, you know, change, you know, their outlook on what they're supposed to be, you know, putting out on social media, because what we put out is so important. You know, like attracts like, law of attraction. You guys, another really great thing is, yes, exactly what Robin said. You want to have people you would want to hang out with in real life. You want inspiring people. You want people who are going to add value. I never want to just sign someone up to get a distributor. I think a lot of people do that. I used to be like that maybe like a year or 2 or so ago. But you guys, I want to add quality over quantity, because I just don't have the time. People either want to work with me or they don't. People either want to post every day, be, you know, consistent, be talking to people. You know, you're nobody's mom, you know, or dad. But sometimes we are, because I am kind of like a mama bear, and I want to help everyone. But the problem is I want to help people almost more than they want to help themselves, right? So the biggest thing is you guys, I've had so many people with like amazing potential. Even I saw a girl today, like she's already quitting, and like I don't even know who she is. She's just a girl on the team. I saw her leave the newbie chat. So I messaged her. I don't even really know who she is. And she's like, yeah. She's like, no one's really interested. And yeah. And I'm like, well, you haven't even done anything yet, girl. Like, you're just starting. And she's like, oh, well, I work a few jobs and I have kids and I just don't have time. And I said, that's why you do need this. And I voice messaged her. I said, girl, like, I have people on our team who are busy, who are struggling, who, are having a hard time. And that's why most people start a business. That's why most people want to make a change in their life. But changes aren't going to happen in a few weeks. And especially if you're not, doing things to make those changes. There are a lot of people, you guys, who hustle from day one in this business and they become successful. And then there's the people who don't really learn and grow. They're not coachable. They don't want to listen to anything you say, which is fine because I'm no one's mom. But the thing is, it's hard to work with people and it's hard to help people and it's hard to help people's team if those people aren't willing to do certain things too. And if those people aren't team players, those people don't want to, connect and work with their team. That's the thing, right? Because you cannot promote to, you can get to like Emerald, Diamond, doing a lot of things on your own, but you can't go double, triple presidential ambassador by yourself. You need a team. This business is a team. So, it's very, very important that you are attracting what you want. You need to become a leader. I think every single time when people join this business, you become a leader, okay? And then you need to figure out what you need to do. Some people it will take a while. Some people might come running out of the gates and, figure it out right away. There's people on the team, you guys, you might be surprised. I've had girls on my team who, promote right away and then they just keep going. And then I have people who might take a little while, or I have people who might not ever, I'm not saying that they'll ever be successful, but they're just not willing to get out of their comfort zone or make changes or do certain things. I know for me, certain things that I have to do in order for me to get to my next goal. I've had highs and lows in my life and in my business, and your business is going to go like this. Some days I wake up and it's so exciting and I sign up a distributor and a customer, and then there's some days, you guys, where it's like, oh my gosh, why isn't this person replying to me? Why isn't this person, connecting with me? I thought they wanted to buy the product. Why is this person upset with this? Like, not upset, but there are situations that happen, right? So we are in a business where there's a lot of us, and, people, personalities. That's another thing. Knowing your color personality, that's huge when you're connecting with people. That's on our 1 week training, you guys, that Steph, when she came in from Montreal, that we spent time doing that, because that is super important. Because I didn't really know about anything about color personalities when I joined. I mean, like, why would I, right? So why would any new people know that, right? So when I joined and when I started learning about the color personalities, I can't talk to certain people on the team like I do to some people. Some people, want that tough love, and they're like, Tanis, okay, tell me what I'm supposed to do. What should I be doing every day? And then some people just don't, some people might just not even reply to me too. There's those people too. And that's okay. Because again, I'm nobody's boss, right? But the thing is I wish everyone understood that, like, your leaders want to help you. Whether your leader's a ruby leader or an emerald or a diamond or a double, triple president, whatever your leaders are, right? We want to help you, but it first starts with you, with what you're doing in your business and in your life and in your growth. Because there are people, you guys, who might just get it right away, and that's okay. But I think, honestly, when you make that decision, you can change any of your habits every single day. But you need to be talking about your opportunity. You need to be talking about your why every single day. If you're not sure what your why is, I know there's a couple of girls who couldn't be on here because they had to work. One had hockey with their child, and they struggle with telling their story. So I said to them, okay, write down who you are as a person. Why are you doing this? Like I said, so it doesn't have to be hard. You want to be able to tell your story in under 2 minutes to someone. If I get on the phone with Steph or anyone on the phone, I want to be able to tell Stephanie my story. And she's gonna feel it. Like, I want people to feel my story. And when I talk to people on the phone, I talked to 2 potentials for people last week, and they're both signing up as distributors. They're like, wow, thank you for sharing that with me. So your story has to inspire people. It doesn't have to be, a rags to riches story and, like the Duns, they sold their couch and now they make, millions of dollars. It doesn't have to be that, but it has to be something that is you and why you're doing this. Because so many times, you guys, I see the posts on Facebook. A lot of times people don't even talk about the opportunity, and that's fine if they're on the phone with people and they're doing one-on-ones with people and they're doing parties, but not everyone's doing that, right? But if you are talking about the opportunity, you need to first start. People are going to join you and they want to know. They want to know, why is Tanis doing this business? Like, I see people, I have a friend on Facebook and she literally does like 4 or 5 businesses. She doesn't need the money. She's kind of obnoxious. And like, to me, like, I don't take her seriously. I know she doesn't need the money, and I won't personally buy anything from her because, to me, I see her talking about different businesses. Like, people don't take you seriously unless you are all in with one thing. Unless you are all in, like, how can you have all these different passions and businesses? Yeah, you probably could, but in order to be successful, you need to pick one thing and go all in. And, when I went to Florida end of August, to see Chelsea, and we did an event with Pam and to hang out with some of her girls, like, one thing Pam always said is that, like, don't have one foot out the boat. Either have both feet in the boat or get out of the boat, because you can't do this business and expect results unless you're all in. And being all in doesn't mean you need to be ambassador by tomorrow. Maybe your goal is diamond, but to get to diamond and make like, $2,500 US a month plus bonuses, and diamond is huge, you guys. When I promoted to diamond, my highest diamond check was $5,000, and that was insane. So that was like my highest diamond check before I went double. But you're not just going to get handed like a couple $1,000s or $5,000 a month if you're not doing certain things you need to do as a business owner, right? So that's really what I wanted to stress, because I think a lot of people think that, I have some girls, I know they get frustrated, but I ask them, I'm like, okay, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, well, I talked to someone and I put a post up and I did this. And I'm like, okay, that's all you've done, right? So I will tell you right now, like, I have hustled to get where I am. And I know other leaders on my team where they are, and maybe you're hustling and you haven't gotten to where you want yet, but it's coming if you are hustling and working hard. If you're not, it's probably not going to happen right away. You need to change things in order to get those results, right? Because I will never lie to you and say that you're going to make 5 figures a month by putting up a post on Facebook and talking to one person a week, right? So you need to be talking to people. This business is a relationship business. Does anyone have any questions for me? Because that's basically what I wanted to talk about, just sharing your opportunity, your story. People are joining you first and then it works. Who are you as a person? Why are you doing this? Are you consistent? Are you inspiring? Another thing, why did you join the person you joined? There was something that made you want to join them. Are you doing those things? I always say, copy the right cat. Leanne said today, like, I was in the car with Leanne and she said to me, she says, Tanis, I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing every single thing you tell me to do. And I'm like, oh, I love it. I love it when people take my advice. You don't have to. Of course, make it you. She's making it her. But, people are watching you. You have to give them something to watch. If you have a team member that comes in and they're not doing anything, maybe you're not doing anything. But that's not always true, though, because I'm always working my business, and I have a lot of people who join and they might not ever do anything, right? But if you're telling them to do parties or one-on-ones and be consistent on social media, you better be doing those things too, because I will never, ever tell my team to do things that I'm not doing myself. I still work like I did, from the beginning. And, there's things I need to change in my business too. And you always have to, Mark says, you always have to reinvent yourself, right? Things are always changing in the world, and you need to be exciting and, you know, not put up the same posts every day or certain things that are not getting you results, right? If it's not getting you results, stop doing it, right? Adding value, relationships, good quality photos, personal development, you guys. I really like the 5-second rule, Mel Robbins. That's one of my favorites. It's just talking about making the decision. So that's with everything in your life, basically. Relationships, your business, how you just live your day, basically. Making that decision to commit. So that's important because a lot of times people, you guys, they wake up and they just don't know what to post. So they just don't post for like 3 days and then, you know, their business is closed, basically. So you have to commit to doing those things to get you to the results that you want, right? Girl Wash Your Face is really, really great. I really like that book. I listened to the audio. Do not be lazy with your posts and your photos. You know, you need to be adding value and you need to be, you know, a professional. Like, we're network marketing professionals. A lot of us are, I'm always learning, right? But it's super important that if you want more, you need to do more, right? So if your goal is to make $50 a month and you're happy getting a few customers here and there, that's great. You'll make $50 a month. But if your goal is to make a large income and you want to go, you know, ruby, emerald, diamond, double, we're going to do a charting Zoom. I think it's this week that we're going to do it. But again, I've had people in the business and they're so confused with charting, but you guys, there's so much training on charting. We have videos on the team page. If you are in this business and you've been in this business like at least 6 months, like, you should know how to chart, right? So again, that's something that you have to learn as a business owner. And, you know, I always try and help everyone and teach people, but it's not hard. You know, and again, when I joined, I had no idea I even had to move people or place people. You know, I probably would have promoted quicker. I just didn't know what to do. And then, but I was bringing in distributors because I was excited. I had no idea what I was doing. I was bringing in customers and I was talking about it every single day. Megan, okay. Are there certain times to post? Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't recommend posting. Like, I saw someone post like an opportunity post at midnight last night on a Saturday. Probably not the best time to post, right? So think about when you see people the most on Facebook. First thing in the morning, if you want to do like a product post or a business or a lifestyle, I like to put up something inspirational in the morning, or a picture of like my daughter and something, or my dog, or something happy, right? And then I'll typically, a few hours later, also, you guys, make sure that your posts are at least an hour and a half or so apart, preferably 2 hours apart. This is another thing I say all the time. I saw like last night someone, I forget, they literally had like 5 posts in an hour. So you're getting pushed down. Like, the algorithm is just messing you up big time when you do that. So you need to make sure that your posts are spaced out, because Facebook sees that and they don't like it, right? So yeah, lunchtime is a good time to post. People are on their phone. Another time is like 10, 11, first thing in the morning. A bad time to post is kind of like 2, 3 o'clock. No one's really on their phone. A good time, 5 o'clock is a bad time because people are leaving work. A good time is just like after dinner, like 6-ish. And then another good time is like any time like 7 to like 11 or so, you know? So just make sure, like, I see it, like, if you're putting up like an inspirational post or like, you know, a business post and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, like, you know, sure, there might be people online, but it's not the best time to put up a post. So I hope that answered your question. But the biggest thing, you guys, is you have to be passionate, excited, if you expect other people to be excited with what you're doing. That's a huge thing. And anyone can do that. Like, I remember from day one, I was excited. I had to make money. I was telling everybody about it. And you have to be excited. You're not always going to feel like doing something, but it's the times when people are doing things when they don't feel like it. Those people are the ones who are going to become successful, because you're not always going to feel like posting. Today I woke up and I was like, had kind of like a brain, like, I was like, I don't know what to post right now, And then I was like, I forget what I posted first thing. But you know what? As soon as I make that post, I'm committed for the day and I'm doing it. And then I do some personal development, and then I do some follow-ups, and then I connect on my team page or my chats. And then I'm, you know, wishing people happy birthday. And it's little tasks that you do. Like, I don't want you guys to think I spend 24/7, although it seems like I am always on my phone, because you guys see that I'm online. But a lot of times I'm, you know, answering people's questions, or I'm talking to people, new prospects, new potentials all the time. And, you know, there's some days where you guys have put my phone down for a few hours and everybody like, oh my gosh, where'd Taz go, right? I choose to be on my phone, like, but you don't have to be on your phone like 24/7. You really do not have to. If you are taking, like Robin and I talked about this last night, I strongly believe in doing a power hour at least every single day. It's fine if you choose to do like breakups throughout the day. That doesn't really work for me. I don't get income producing activities done if I'm just kind of winging it. That's great, Jordan. And Jordan, you know, like I know you're on social media, you just have to grow your network, right? And, you know, because I know some people, again, start with maybe smaller networks, right? I know for me, I think I had 1,000 friends when I started, and now I have 5,000, and I always have to delete people to add more people. I get rid of people on my Facebook that are just, I just don't need, right? So that's huge, because if you are going to grow on social media, you need to make sure you're doing it the right way, that you have the network, that you're meeting new people, that you're constantly adding to it, and you're adding value to, you know, like you guys can meet someone tomorrow who can make you a millionaire, you know, but it's finding those people, it's putting in the work. You know, I followed up with Carol Ann for a year, you guys. And I think she has like 6,000 distributors on her team now. And of course, she's like my huge leg, right? But she kept saying no. Like she was like, but she kept watching me. And, you know, she always says to me, she says the reason she kept watching me and she kept being interested in the business is because I talked about my story every day. I talked about my why every day. I put myself out there. I will tell people my struggles. I will tell people like my struggles with depression, anxiety, and that we were, you know, not in a good place. And, you know, we had a lot of debt, because a lot of people have those problems, right? So not everybody. But you need to be able to connect with people. And if you're maybe not the best at doing that, that's okay. You can always learn things you could be doing. But she always says to me, she says, because you were real, and because you were you, and because you were consistent, because you shared your story and your why, and you did it every single day, I watched you. And that's what I did. I watched someone for a year too. I kept watching her post, and I kept watching her become successful, and I kept watching what she was doing. But people throw in the towel sometimes if they're having a bad week. Like I know, I talked to a couple girls last night, and I get it. They had a bad week. But the thing is, as a business owner, that would be like McDonald's shutting down for a week. I don't know why I said McDonald's, probably because Jay got honey cheeseburger when he came home. But like, you guys, like McDonald's wouldn't just close down for a week because they had something happen or something bad happen. Like, as business owners, we're always going to have life happen. I will tell you that. I've had a lot of life happen the past 2 years. Last year was my best year income-wise so far, and it was probably one of the worst years ever, like for me personally. But my business is what I poured myself into. My business is what really helped me. And I knew, you know, making the income, you know, and I had to make an income, right? So you need to have a big why. You need to, you know, if you don't really need the money and you don't have a big why, you're not going to push yourself. That's the thing. That if you don't really need this, right? With any business or anything that you're doing. But I will tell you, we all go through struggles, and just because you're going through something, you need to still be consistent, and you know that your business is going to help you. But I know so many people hold themselves back because they have stuff going on in their lives, and I totally get it, you guys. Like, I remember when the worst day of my life last December, when we found out about my dad and he went in for a surgery and I was at the hospital, and you guys, I was still connected because being connected with my team really helped me. And, you know, sharing my struggles with my team, and, you know, and one of the girls did a live on the page so that everyone knew kind of what I was going through and what was happening, right? But it's just part of my story. It's just part of my journey, and we all have stuff going on in our lives, right? But you can't, if you're having a bad day or going through something, just stop working your business for a week, because you're basically starting over each time you do that, right? So that's super, super important. People are watching you, and people are not going to buy from you or join from you if you're not consistent, if you're not excited, and if you're not adding value into what you're doing. It's just the way it is. Like, people want to join people who are super excited. Like, You know, all my customers who join me, they are excited to join me because I talk about the products. They say, oh, Tanis, like, you know, you really hustle with your business. Like, you know, like I'm excited to try this product, and people want to join me because I talk about the opportunity and what it can do for other people. It's always about other people. Okay. So that's really huge. Like, don't put up a post on Facebook, oh, you can join me, you know, for $99, or I have a $20 code. Like, you need to put thought into your posts. You need to add value. You need to be consistent. You need to be excited. And it doesn't have to be hard every single day, but you need to be doing little things that are going to add up in a big way. So I hope that helped you guys. I did talk for an hour. Jeez. Does anyone, I can talk, you guys. And does anyone have any questions quickly that they'd want to ask, like the next 5 minutes or so? I know I started this like a little bit after 9. But that's the biggest thing, you guys. If you're not signing up customers or distributors, maybe it's your network. Maybe it's people, you know, maybe it's people, maybe you just need new people on your social media, or maybe you need to do parties. I know people tell me they're going to do parties, and that was like 3 months ago. And I'm like, hello, like, do a party then, right? So, you know, and then I know some people who join right away and they get going with online parties right away, and they start doing one-on-ones and they start posting on social media. And then there's people who wait around like forever. And then I have people who blame me for things when none of it's my fault, right? So, like, the thing is, you guys, is you need to take action on what you want, because nobody knows what you want more than you. You know, if you're not at your goal yet, yes, of course, you can message me. If you're not at your goal yet, don't worry about it. You can get there this month, or maybe it's a big, big goal. You can get there in the new year. But it's little things added up every single day that are going to get you to where you want to go. That's just what it is, you know? So does anyone have any other questions? But if you're using social media, you guys, you have to be consistent. If you're doing one-on-ones and in person, you need to be doing things every single day. That's just the way it is, you know? Don't just put up a post on Facebook. You know, don't worry if you don't sign customers right away or distributors right away. People need to keep seeing it, right? People say that they need exposure like 7 to 14 times before they buy a product or join an opportunity or start a business or whatever it is, right? So if you are not consistent and your network's not going to see things, and they're going to probably join someone else on your network who's doing something and is excited and consistent. You don't need to be successful yet to sign distributors and customers. You know, whether it's parties or growing your network or talking to new people, you have to just add value and be consistent and excited, and you will sign people up. If you want to do host-a posts, I know some of the girls and the guys on the team love doing host-a posts. So does anyone have any other questions? Because that's really what I wanted to talk about today. But yeah, it's super important that you're talking about the opportunity and your why. Like, it's if you want to sign distributors. And my goal every single month is to sign distributors, because there are going to be people who join, who quit, and there are going to be people who join and become top earners. So it's, you know, if you have a team and no one's signing up distributors, I want you to take a look at, okay, I have people who complain to me about things, but they need to be signing up distributors, right? So, you know, if I feel like I had a tough month, that's on me. Like, I need to bring in more people. If I have a goal, I want to hit a promotion, I need to bring in more people, because not everyone who joins, you know, is going to work. You know, that's just the way it is. So know what you want, know what your goals are, and make sure that you're doing those income producing activities. It's so easy just to scroll Facebook and Instagram. We all do it. I did that a lot today. But I also talk to quite a few potentials. Like I said, I'm talking to 3 women right now that I know will be amazing in my business and in our business and on our team. So I really spend the time and talk to people who want this. But then it's up to them if they want to show up. Like, I will be there and I will help people as much as possible, but they have to show up first, right? So they have to learn how to chart. They need to learn what they want to do. They have to learn what they should be posting, what they should be doing. You need to be a self-starter in this business, because you are an independent distributor, but you are not by yourself. I prefer to work with people that want my help, you know, and want to do this, but they also have to respect my time. And if, you know, they want something from me, I hope that they're being consistent, and I hope that they're doing things that they need to be doing, because I will always, always help people. But they first need to be, you know, showing that they're working, right? So thanks, guys, for being on tonight. I appreciate you. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or how you should be, you know, sharing your story, because if you don't know, that's okay. But you need to just learn what you should be doing, right? And then changing it up every single day. You know, you're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, if you don't know what to say or what your story is, please ask. You know, you are doing this for a reason, right? So that's your story. That's who you are. And you are your business, okay? So I'm not going to share Robin's story or Nahani's story or, you know, Kara's story when my story is me. You know, my story is I was a broke mom. I was depressed. I had a husband who was not supportive in this business, you guys. And that pushed me. I had family who were not supportive. I had friends who made fun of me, and I don't care. Like, honestly, all those people who said those things to me, and my husband, like, being a Debbie Downer and saying, oh, you're always on your phone. And then that first year, I really, really pushed you guys. And that year, I will tell you, set up everything, I feel, in my business. So if you are not where you want to be, just take a quick, just take a really hard look at what you're doing and ask yourself if what you are doing is going to get you to where you want to go. And if it doesn't, if it's not, you can change what you're doing today, tomorrow, right? So that's the beauty about this business. I have seen people go through hard times and get back up. We've had leaders and things that happen in the business, and then I sign up a rock star and I'm ready to go again, right? So there are those days, there are the things that happen, and it's just part of it. But I want you guys to know that, like, if you really need this, like I did, you will hustle, right? You know, I have so many people that say they need this so bad and they need to make the money. So you can make it happen, but it first starts what you're doing daily in your business. Even if you have an hour a day, which is all you really need, but you need to have an hour of like planned timing and not just like an hour of scrolling and thinking that's active work, right? So anyone can do this. Anyone can make 5 figures a month. Anyone, you know, can quit their jobs or pay off debt or do whatever they want, but you just have to decide that you're going to do it and that you're going to do those things and become that person, become that leader that you need to become in order to make that happen. So thank you guys for being on tonight. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys. And I want you guys to know that, like, we're all so worthy and deserving. And I know a lot of you guys have gone through hard things, and you have to be tough. Like, I know I'm not always tough. And sometimes the strongest people are going through the hardest things, right? But I always try and just show up and be there for my team, because that's who I am, because I never had that. And I always try and give and give and give to my team and be there for everyone, because I don't want people to feel how I felt. I really just don't. It sucked, right? So decide what you want. Decide who you want to become. Be proud of who you are now, but working towards who you want to become. Don't be proud where you are right now. It's okay if you're not where you want to be yet, but you know, it's just things you need to change in your life and in your business. And it starts with you. It starts with us, right? So thanks, guys. I will load this up to the page. And if anyone needs help writing their story, message me. I'm happy to help. Or if any of your diamond leaders, you know, we're happy to help you with your story. Okay. Thanks, guys.